Hello, budgeting family and friends. My name is Sharia. This is the Sharia Mag channel where I am documenting my six-figure debt-free journey as an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker with a virtual private practice, also working part-time along with my husband who is a welder. We are a family of seven, two adult children, two seniors in high school, and one 11-year-old working to get out of over 305. We started with over $305,000 worth of debt that we are tackling by increasing our income, decreasing our expenses, weekly and monthly budgets, as well as monthly updates at the end of the month. So if that is something that you are interested in following for inspiration and information, make sure you have subscribed to my channel. Today's video is December week 3's budget, and we will get right into it. So this week's budget goes from December the 15th to December the 21st. Starting with the income, the budgeted income for this week was $913.42, which was my actual that I received, and that's pretty consistent. And then we budgeted $800 for my husband. He worked some overtime, and so he actually received $924.41. And then there was a bank balance of $359.95. And then my husband sold some speakers, and from that he got $100. And although that did not go towards debt, that actually went towards our Christmas, so that we do not end this Christmas in additional debt. So that is where that went. So the budgeted income for this pay period was $1,713.42, but the actual income came up to be $2,297.78. So that is exciting. We move down to savings. The savings for this week was budgeted at $270, and we will go through what exactly that was. So I get my routine $50 for a monthly savings of $200. My husband gets his routine $50 for a monthly saving of $200. M1 Investments is up here, but that typically falls around my old pay periods and when I was getting paid bi-weekly. And so now that I get paid weekly, I can't really keep up with when M1 actually goes into my account. I typically receive an email saying that your funds have been deposited and please go in and attribute them, but I don't recall seeing that email this week, so maybe I did not get it. For Christmas, we budgeted $100, and that was $50 to Christmas 2024 and $50 to Christmas 2023. But instead, we did $50 to Christmas 2024 and $100 to Christmas 2023. My son got his routine $10, and my daughter got her routine $50. So our actual savings, my actual savings was $125 because $75 is directly deposited into the same high yield savings account that I put my routine $200 in, or $50 weekly, comes out of my part-time paycheck. So the actual savings for this week totaled $385. We go over to bills for this week, and the same routine bills, the mortgage and the car payment, which are paid in weekly installments. The weekly installment for our mortgage is $275.12, and the weekly installment for my Honda is $250.20. I'm still on the fence on if I want to trade that in or just get rid of it, or if I want to just tackle paying it off sooner after we get out of credit card debt. Additional payments that came out this week, or additional bills that came out this week, was my husband's cell phone bill at $58, and that's exactly what came out. My son's instruments at $41.63, and the actual matched that. Planet Fitness at $25.05, and the actual matched that. The foremost insurance is the insurance on our investment property, and the actual match that. And then my bonus son's weekly child support payment of $100. So the bills for this week were budgeted at $845.36, and the actual was $845.36. Transition over to expenses for this week. It's the same expenses. Groceries at $100, and we didn't buy any groceries. We shopped from home, and we ate a whole lot of like knickknacks, grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup, cereal sandwiches, just because it's this week is a very busy week. It's my last week of working in my private practice, and so I have a lot of later sessions, so I'm not cooking. My husband is scheduled to work 10-hour days, so he's not home to cook, or he's tired and doesn't want to cook. And then my oldest son that is still in the home, he is working. And then my youngest son is home, but he doesn't have any homework, so he's playing on his game and on the phone with his friends, so he's not really wanting to eat. So we've just been kind of doing our own thing. So we did cook on Sunday, and I will eat leftovers, and I've just been eating off the leftovers. So nothing went towards groceries for this week, and we will put that up. So maybe next week we can shop with $250. Gas was purchased, budgeted for $120, and my husband he filled up his tank for $45. I need to fill up my tank. My tank is actually on E, but I probably won't do it until tomorrow when I have to take my son to school. I might do it this evening if I go back out once I get off of work, or once I'm finished seeing clients. Nothing for facial and wax, nothing for my boy's hair. Toiletries was budgeted at $50, and we didn't spend anything in that category. Household was budgeted at $50, and we did spend $50. I don't think we had any miscellaneous spending. We didn't give ourselves any spending money. And for fast food, we budgeted $50, and we spent $48.84 last Saturday on Chinese food. So our budgeted expenses were $450, and our actual expenses were $143.84. We transitioned over to debt payments for this week, and the debt payments totaled $218, with $40 to both my husband and I's Hilton American Express card. I made the last installment on the interest payment in the last pay period. I probably will go in. No, I apologize. What I did, and then Sam's Club, $29. Oh, my state employees credit union credit card at $50. Sam's Club at $29, and then Best Buy at $29. That brought total debt payments for this week to $218. And as you can see, we put $131.13 on the Sam's Club to pay that balance off, because we did a big house haul. But we paid that balance right back off using the household fund, and then additional funds from the debt payment. And then we went ahead. I had charged my son's computer for Christmas, and we applied the $218 debt payment to that, in addition to $166 from my Christmas budget. So again, we are not going into 2024 with any debt lingering from Christmas. So that did bring us to a total of $515.42 in actual debt payments, in comparison to $218 in budgeted debt payments. We transition up to the budget versus the actual, and then the breakdown. Again, income was budgeted at $1,713.42. The actual was $297.78. Savings was budgeted at $270. The actual was $385. Bills has stayed pretty consistent with as far as the budgeted matching the actual. So budgeted for this week was $845.36 in bills, and the actual matched that. Expenses were budgeted at $450, and then the actual was $143.84. Debt was budgeted at $218. The actual was $515.42. Here it says that we have a negative balance of $69.94, but over here in the actual it says we have a remaining balance of $408.16. And when I last checked our account this morning, we actually had a balance of $481.61. But again, I do have to get gas, so that will come out of that. And what will be remaining will go towards 2023 Christmas. So I'm glad that we've had, after having so many weeks of being in the negative, that we have that we are in our second week of having some positives, so that is exciting to see. That concludes, we go over to the breakdown. So savings is calculated at 20.4%, which I like to see, anything over 10%. Bills are calculated at 44.7% of this week's income. Expenses were budgeted or are calculated at 7.6% of this week's income. And then debt has been calculated or is calculated at 27.3% of this week's income. So I'm glad to see that those are comparable, somewhat comparable. And then, bills still taking the majority of our income from week to week. So that concludes December week 3's budget. If you have any constructive criticism or any questions about how I'm budgeting or what I'm budgeting, make sure to list that down in the comment section below. If you have watched this far, I really appreciate it. And if you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to follow our 6-figure debt-free journey as a family of 7, doing weekly and monthly budgeting. For more day-to-day content, you can follow me on my socials. My TikTok and my Instagram are listed down in the comment section below, specifically about my debt-free journey. And that is it for this week. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Bye for now.